Welcome back. Well, support for One Nation continues to surge despite Pauline Hanson's recently inflammatory comments about Muslims. The once fringe party now nipping at the heels of Labor.
All right, let's get today's take on this with Nova Radio's Jack Charles and the AFR's Zoe Samuels. Zoe, One Nation's primary vote has soared to 28%. We're still in polling times as well, but this is a point behind Labor. I remember when One Nation started out and how the media used to treat them back then. It's a different world at the moment. So what do you think about this, and why do you think that younger people are looking to One Nation now as a legitimate party to vote for?
I'm not sure if it's young people, but I think there is a group of people that like what they have to say. I think One Nation is such a fascinating piece. I remember when they were formed, and I used to study Pauline Hanson back in school as well, so it feels like we've come full circle. But what I would say is, like it or hate it, they know what they stand for. Mm-hmm. And that is what people want to hear. People don't like this wishy-washy, I'm going to jump over here, lean over here, depending on an issue. She doesn't do that. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with most of what she says, but you can see why some people are like, OK, well, the Liberal Party, we have no idea what they're doing. And that's can't make up their mind. They're breaking up every 5 seconds. So these people know what they want, and maybe it's a little further to the right than what they probably were used to, but at least they know where One Nation stands, and I think that's what we're starting to see.
I think even if you look at the website, One Nation actually has 29 policies or something, whereas everyone's kind of looking to find out what the Liberal Party or the Coalition stand for and what their policy is. Jack, why do you think people are leaning towards One Nation?
I think Pauline and One Nation have been given several free kicks, one of them being Susan Lee's leadership of the Liberal Party, or lack thereof. I think the Coalition constantly failing, and I also think she did capitalise, as brash as this sounds, she did capitalise on the Bondi terror attack. I think there were several Australians feeling hurt, vulnerable, angry, and I think they needed somewhere to turn, and they turned to her. She was down there, she was being extremely vocal about what she would do to make changes, and whether you agree with that or not, I think people really took to that. I think it's scary to think that she could be Prime Minister one day. I don't think she will be, but it's interesting. I was talking to some relatives over the weekend, and they're over 60, and they've all been openly saying we're going to vote for One Nation. So she has really captured a cohort of Aussies, but I don't think it's young Australians. I think it's the older gen that have deferred from the Libs.
Yeah, if the Liberal Party does solidify, it'd be interesting to see how this plays out. Still a long way to go till elections, though.
Authorised by Pauline Hanson, 12 Baronia Road, Brisbane.